So Peach Patch, a lot of you guys always want to know, where did you meet your husband, etc. Well, I met my husband at Chamberlain High School. It used to be home of the Chamberlain Chiefs. Chambo. So Peach Patch, now it's the home of the Storms, but it used to be home of the Chamberlain Chiefs. Y'all know a few years ago, the Native Americans came out saying making them a mascot was absolutely crazy and that you shouldn't do that. So they changed the name from the Chamberlain Chiefs to now it's the home of the Storms. But this is where I met my husband at school. Now, honestly, my husband and I wasn't supposed to be a real thing. In high school, I had my own high school boyfriend. So anywho, the purpose of me telling you guys that story is like I was so heartbroken. And my best friend at the time, Milk, she told me I needed to move on. She was like, you keep talking about this boy, you keep crying about this boy. You need to move on, you need to move on. And she ended up lying and telling me that my current husband likes me. We used to eat lunch together. It used to be me, Milk, Dirty Dacia, sorry Dacia, I gotta stop calling you that. And then my husband and his friend Keith, we used to eat lunch together, but I wouldn't talk to anybody. So she would talk to everybody. I was just like so hurt, devastated. Definitely not talking to no hood boys. I'm more preppy. Well, one day she was like, girl, Fred like you. He is obsessed with you. And I was like, that boy don't like me. He never looks at me. I'm like, girl, he be talking to you. He never talked to me. And she was like, no, girl, all he do when he's talking to me, the whole time he's talking to me, he's talking about you. So I'm like, what? Like, I never noticed him doing any of those things. That boy was not thinking about me. But anywho, I started looking at him then after she told me that. I started like paying attention. I was like, well, he's kind of cute. You know, she was like, but he got a baby. Like, you could talk to him, but don't get serious. He's fat. I ended up I was in science. I was writing him a letter, and it wasn't coming out that great because I'm not really an artist. So one of my friends in science, she actually drew what I wanted to say, and it was a paper. It said, I see you watching me. So it was the I, and then a cute letter C, and then a U. I see you watching me with a watch. You might as well call me. And real small, it had my name and my phone number, and I knew my husband had hallway duty at the time. You know, when you're in high school, they hire you to be like one of the little crime watch kids. So I was like, I'm gonna act like I'm going to the bathroom and I'm gonna get this boy this note. And so when I walk out of class to go try to get him the note, my best friend at the time was also out of class in the hallway. And she was like, girl, what you doing? And I was like, I wrote him this note. She was like, oh, give it to him, give it to him. I'm like, I'm not gonna get this boy this note. And she was like, girl, I'm gonna give it to him, give it to him. And we ended up seeing him, and she gave him the note. And that night, my husband called me, and our first phone conversation went like this. Hello? Yeah, so when you wanna fuck? Excuse me? You heard what I said, when you wanna fuck. You writing niggas letters like that, that means you wanna fuck. And I cussed him out. Oh my God, I despised him. He told me that my shoes was ugly, I was ugly, he would never date anybody like me. And this is why I say we deal with our unhealed versions first, because him telling me that actually made me want to talk to him. It was like, my shoes ugly, you don't want to talk to me, I walk funny. Everybody say I walk like America's Next Top Model. Like, what is wrong with this boy? I gotta make him like me. Now that I'm older and I've read a lot of books and I've done a lot of things, I realized that I was attracted to him because he was just like my family. He was belittling me. He did not have any interest in me for real. And my whole agenda was to make this man like me. And boy, did I pay a price. Not only that, but we were on two different sides of the world. So me, I was in more advanced in college courses. My mama always said she thought I was going to end up with a white boy. That was more of my vibe. I didn't do the ratchet thing in high school. But my husband, on the other hand, he was hood. He was getting in trouble. I'm not going to juvenile detention camps and even big people jail. Like, he was off the chain, completely opposite from me. But opposites attract, especially when our unhealed self look just like that person. Your childhood looked just like that person. And I fell head over heels in love with my husband. He used to come see me every single day at the house I already showed you all in Grant Park. But in school, I would not talk to him. Now, my husband grew up completely different from me with a lot of similarities. But my husband did have both of his parents. His mom and dad were married, even though his dad was a compulsive cheater, similar to my husband. My husband also had his own car, so he used to drive himself to school. I still remember when he first got his car, my cousin was like, "You dumb, you broke up with that boy and now he got a car?" Back then, it didn't matter if your car was a hoopty. In this case, my husband had an old-ass white Cadillac. It was a big deal. If you had a car, you was in there with the girls. But I was like, I don't care, I don't like him. But I ended up talking to him again, and he started bringing me to school every day. And once we got to school, I would not talk to him. I would like not let nobody know I messed with this guy. So that's where I met my husband, at school. And I fell in love with him actually working at Busch Gardens together over that summer. And we used to see each other every day, talking on the phone every day. And he courted me for 9 months. When I say courted me, my husband treated me so good. He was so kind. After we got over the initial, you ugly, you walk funny, your shoes ugly, I don't like you. You know, as I continued to talk to him and pressure him into liking me, I'm going to say, he ended up being like the sweetest guy ever until I got pregnant with Gregory and McKay. Comment down below if you want more of this story. In the meantime, next location.